everyone. Today we will be talking about why Congolese people hate Indian people. But I think that there's a kind of confusion because I can assure you and guarantee you that Congolese people don't hate Indian people. No, at all. The only one thing is that sometimes Congolese people get frustrated about what the Indian people are doing in Congo. So we would like to thank the Indian people, my brothers and sisters from India, for the good job that they are doing in Congo. Really, for sure. You guys are making life of Congolese people very, very easier than what many Congolese people can think, because you are helping Congolese people to make their lives cheaper than what it was like few years ago. So because of the arrival of many Indian people and many Indian entrepreneurs, Congo is, let's say, the Congolese people are having profit about your presence in Congo. So if you get a visa to come to Congo, or you get a work permit for Congo, feel free to come to Congo and to do whatever what you need to do, because if the embassy of Congo in India give you a visa, it means that you are welcome in Congo and nobody can say no to you to enter Congo because you receive the visa from the embassy. First thing, we should congratulate the people from India who are coming in Congo. It's true that most of them don't speak English, but all of them, I can assure you, all of them speak Lingala, the native language of the people from Kinshasa. I have to say that it's really amazing because we have students from Congo who study in Bombay or Mumbai and so on in India. When they come back here, the English that they speak is like not really good English, and they don't speak any Indian language. You see, at the moment that you guys from India, once you arrive in Congo, you speak fluent and perfectly Lingala, and I can tell you that congratulations for doing that, because it's true that it's a must, because most of you guys don't speak English when you arrive in Congo, but at least you speak Lingala, and it's easy to communicate with you. It's easy for you to work in a Congo, and that's something that we appreciate very much. The second congratulation is about you guys work very, very hard. The Indian people who are in Kinshasa, I can assure you, they start at 6 a.m. in the morning, and some of them work like 14, 16 and 18 hours a day. That's not normal, and I can tell you that for sure they are not lazy. If there are people who are lazy, they are not. The Indian people who are in Congo are not lazy. They work very hard, and I think that for the Congolese people, it should be an example. And why? Because most of the Congolese people, especially in Kinshasa, are lazy people. They don't like to work. And you guys from India are an example for them. They should be learning something from you. And of course, when you show them the example of hard working, that you don't make them happy because they want just to earn the money, but not to work for the money. You see, and that's a very big difference. And we are going straight to number 3. And so you guys from India, you are facilitating, helping the people in Kinshasa for doing good shopping in a decent supermarket. It's really crazy. Since the Indian people are in Kinshasa, I can assure you that we get nice supermarkets, KINSHASA, GG Mart, and there are many of them, SK, you see. So, and I can tell you that there are many Congolese people who run to the Indian supermarket to make pictures, videos, and they send it everywhere in the world and whenever in the social media, and it's really amazing. And that's the work what the Indian people are doing, and really thank you very much for helping us to get for a good reasonable price product from Congo and from abroad the Congo. And really thank you very much for the good job that you guys are doing. So at number 4, we should congratulate you guys, because Talo Malamu are most of the Indian shops that you can find in Kinshasa. It means that cheap price. And if the Congolese people, most of them are building houses for a cheaper price, is because of the Indian entrepreneurs who are selling them different type of building materials for a very reasonable price. It's true that the quality is not always the best quality, but at least it's something which is affordable for most of the Congolese people. So you guys are helping the Congolese people to build houses that they never thought that they will be able to build those houses. So thank you very, very much for bringing competition in the market. Before a long time ago, we had only the Lebanese people like a Congo Future, or we had other companies, etc. And it's nice that now we have a lot of Indian companies who are bringing competition, and it makes that the building materials are going down, and is making this competition is making the construction of many houses affordable for most of the Congolese people. And guys, thank you very much. So all those nice compliments is to let you know that in Congo or in Kinshasa, we don't hate the Indian peoples. And the reason why maybe people should think that we hate the Indian peoples is coming very soon. And let's jump to number 5. So at number 5, we should congratulate the people from India. Why? Most of the hospitals that we have in Congo, guys, thank you very much. Those hospitals are Indians hospitals. So without the Indians in Congo, Kinshasa, no good hospitals, no good doctors, because people were going to South Africa or to Europe or whatever in other countries to be treated over there. But now it's possible to get good treatment in Kinshasa because of the Indian hospital like HG. And I can tell you that the biggest hospital in Kinshasa have been built by the Indian, and the biggest shopping mall that we're having now in Kinshasa is built by the Indians. So the presence of the Indians in Kinshasa, and especially everywhere in Congo, is the last few years very intense. And I can tell you that when India have 1.4 billion people, and that we wonder like maybe they will send us 0.4 billion people over here, 400 million people to come to live in Congo, what are we going to do? You see, and that's kind of scary. But it's not only Congo who's scared about many Indian people coming to Congo, but most of the countries in the world are scared about the power that India is having. So just to give you an example, the richest person in Tanzania is India. The richest person in Zanzibar is India. The richest person in Kenya is India. The richest person in South Africa is India. The richest person in Uganda is from India. The richest person in UK is from India. So it's like we are scared. Yes, we are scared that you are going to take over. But this is already happening, that people from India are taking over. And that's like kind of scary for most of the Congolese people. But now we are going to explain to you why there are many Congolese people who hate Indian people. And I think it's unfair that Congolese people hate Indian people, because the Indian peoples are helping the Congolese people a lot, and we should be thankful for that. So when somebody from India gets a visa from Congo, so it means that you are welcome to come in Congo. And for sure, when the Indian people start a company in Congo, most of the time they bring their own people, and the Congolese are only the one who carry the bags and who give the stuff to the custom and stuff like that. But where you have the money, the logistic, the sales and everything, is there are people from India who do that job. So imagine, like most of the shops that we have in Kinshasa or everywhere in Congo, you have like 3, 4, 5, 6 to 10 people from India. Imagine that the Congolese people will go to India, do the same thing. They bring their own shop, they bring their own people to sell, to deliver, to do the logistic. What are you going to think about it? So that's a kind of frustration most of the people from Congo are having, and please try to understand them. But one thing is sure, is not that they hate you guys, for sure not. They want to work with you, but the conditions sometimes are a little bit complicated. But I have to say that most of the people who work for the Indian people, when it reaches the end of the month, they paid correctly. They get paid correctly. It's true that the salaries are not always the best salaries, but at least they get something paid at the end of the month, and our own government fails to provide a job to the Congolese people, what the Indian people are doing. So guys, thank you very much for creating jobs and for creating opportunities in Kinshasa from the Congolese people. And so if the Congolese government think that you guys from India, you are too much Indian people in Congo, then they need to do something to refuse to give to you guys a visa to come to Congo, which is not the case, because most of the time they give you a visa to come to Congo, and they are very happy when you pay for a work permit for $2,500, and they are very happy for that. So frustration number one, who makes that Congolese people hate sometimes Indian people, then it's about the housing. So most of the Indian people who come to work in Congo, they rent a house from an Indian person, not from a Congolese. It means that the Congolese housing market, so the owners of a house in Congo, when people come from India, they don't rent the house, but they rent the house that some Indian people built in Congo. So it means that the revenue of those Congolese entrepreneurs is just dropping down, and they are missing the opportunities to be able to earn money from those entrepreneurs of those people coming from India. So it's like a kind of, the Indian people want to keep all the money among them, and that gives like frustration. And I think that you can understand, if for instance the Congolese people will come to India, they build houses in India, and then when the Congolese people come, they don't go to rent Indians house for Indian people, but they rent house from Congolese people. What are you going to think? Just share us in the comments. We are very curious about that. So secondly, we get the same frustration again about the transportation. Most of the cars that we have in Congo at the moment, we're doing the transportation, those cars are coming from India. In Congo, we have building materials to build cars. So it's possible to transfer the technology to bring in Congo the industry, the automobile industry, to make sure that you can produce cars in Congo. But that's not the case. So people take materials, they bring it in India, they make the cars there, they create a job there in India, and then they bring the cars back in Congo for a much more expensive price. And I think that that's something like not reasonable, and that's why you see that most of the time the Congolese people are very frustrated about it. You see now there are many cars from India who are coming in Congo, who are on the market for a very cheap price, and it's difficult to compete with those people. And we're sorry about it, but sometimes, yes, it's kind of frustrating the people, but we think that it's possible to still do business together, and win-win business, of course. So be open to do win-win business with us. So now we're going to speak about the students. There are many students from Congo who go in India to study, in Mumbai, in New Delhi, in Mumbai, and then most of them go to study computer science or informatics, or whatever how you call it, maintenance and so on. And when they come back, there's a very big frustration. Why? Because they don't get jobs. And I will tell you, most of the programmers, of the people working in the IT department in banks and many of other enterprises of the government, they are people again from India. So you imagine a student who go to India, he study and he come back and he doesn't get a job. And instead that he get the job, they give the job to somebody from India. So there's a kind of confusion about that problem of a job. So like there's like a serious problem of our young people who go abroad to study and they come back and there's no job for them. So the other problem that we have also is, like I told you already at the beginning, there are many people from India who build hospitals in Congo. And the pharmaceutical industry in Congo is controlled by the Indian people. And in Congo we have the product to be able to produce good pharmaceutical product. But still, the product leaves Congo, goes in India, they make the product and they send it back again to Congo, and they are not producing the medicine in Congo. And the other issue is that most of the people, of the young people who study medical study in Congo, in Kinshasa. Once they finish, they become a doctor. The Indians hospital don't hire them. They bring again people from India to come to do the job of the doctor. So imagine our young people don't have the opportunity to have a job. So that's like kind of frustrating. So guys, try to understand us, and we are trying to do something together and to be able to live together and to do good things together. So to finish, the conclusion is like Congolese people don't hate Indians people. And I think that 3 years ago there was one Congolese student who was killed in India, and that brought like kind of tension, and the racism, you know, is something very bad. And I think that it brought some issues in Congo, that they tried to do something to the Indian people, but okay, thank God that that passed away. But recently there are many Christian people who have been persecuted in India, and that's something very bad, but because they want to turn all those Christian people to Hindu believers. And I think that it's unfair that if somebody chooses Jesus to be his Lord and his Savior, that you guys, you want him to become an Hindu. And so if you said, okay, there's freedom in India, people are free to believe what they want to believe, you should be trying to respect the choice that people made about the religion that they want to practice. So thank you very much, and if you have any comment, feel free to just type and tell us what you think about our conclusion. Thank you very much. God bless you. May Jesus help you to touch your heart and to become his believer. Thank you very much.